A pathless wilderness, wild, rugged, that was
South Dakota.
a hardy frontier, far from the paths of civilization,
Why die on Mars when you can live in South Dakota?
where fortune beckons with a glittering smile,
I was hauling pigs on the interstate. You were in a red car having a problem with your shirt.
and life hung on the quickness of a trigger finger.
Podcast Palooza.
The Sioux Empire Podcast.
So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. I am your host, Robert Mailing. Welcome to the Sioux Empire Podcast. This is the Sioux Empire Podcast, the quirky but harmless podcast that's all about Sioux Empire news, comedy, music, and culture. I would say joining me as always, but all of my regular hosts are gone for some reason. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to substitute host and host of the aptly named Dresch Code podcast, Zach Dresch. I understand he's some kind of comedian.
No.
Oh, okay.
He has beautiful
Jokes.
hair.
This will work out great
Beautiful
then.
hair, though.
Jokes.
And then also joining us is another one of my hosts from Perlocution Podcast, which is taking back off here this fall. White Boy.
Yeah. Clapping for myself.
Also of the comedic persuasion.
On occasion.
On occasion.
Comedic. We gotta rhyme that. That's a tongue twister. We have to use that more often. Comedic persuasion on occasion. That's good.
Yeah, that works.
That's good. Tagline.
I'll allow it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Taglines.
So, our first item of business tonight is talking about SiouxperCon headlines. So, what's everyone thought of SiouxperCon so far?
I got some good
Good
stuff.
times?
Boo?
Boo? Come on. People are impossible.
There's some cool artists. There's some really cool artists out there, though.
There's some damn cool artists out there.
And
Yeah.
like I said, I'm kind of disappointed that I missed the parade, but
Yeah, and I'm sad they all want money for their work. You know, it's like they want to be compensated for their stuff. Just whatever, man.
I'll support, especially when the artist's daughter tells me I have gorgeous eyes. I'm like, I'll buy everything you have. It worked.
You're being wooed by the merchant's daughter.
That's Jay Delgado. Just I'll put that out there. That's a shameless plug. There you go. Great artist. All right, my bad.
So let's see. Last night we had WrestleMania here at SiouxperCon, and that was insane. My understanding is that Batman showed up and threw Donald Trump out of the ring. Make of that what you will.
I'm really upset I missed that now.
Yeah, it was good. The only thing I saw in the live streaming was the point where they had I don't know what it's called because I'm not a wrestling guy, but the thing where they have the briefcase full of money or whatever up on the top of a string on a high ladder, and like four guys are like pulling each other off the ladder and beating the crap out of each other. Yeah, a ladder match. There you go.
Back in my wrestling days, I used no. I've watched it a couple of times. Ladder matches, people dropping from the ceilings, money. It's a good time.
Good
Kind of
times.
upset I missed it though.
So, got a lot of great vendors. There's some other podcasts here, but who cares? Let's see. We've got the cosplay competition. What do we all think of that? Did anybody get to see that? That was pretty, intense. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Yep. This guy gets it.
Solid snake. Watch it, you get shot.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm staring right at him, so he can't do it because he's got the little
Where's
red
your box
exclamation
at,
point over his.
You're supposed to have the box.
You know, I kid you not, I get that every single time I go to.
And he's like, and I'm so goddamn
Not
sick
that
of
it's
hearing about
bad.
it.
That's an awesome costume though.
Yeah, nice work.
Thank you.
You got a SWAT team behind him. Watch yourself.
I think my favorite though this year so far is maybe the Maleficent is pretty good. That's wandering around. The steampunk stormtrooper is super badass. I fucking love
that's
that.
the kind of Boba Fettish looking deal.
Yeah, kind of.
I didn't see him with his helmet on.
It's a stormtrooper, but he's got actual working clock gears in his back and stuff, and it's wild.
I saw a Toothless.
Yeah.
A little Toothless walking around, like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, she was in the women's forum this afternoon, which that was
really
also
cool.
a really cool thing, especially because halfway through the body painting lady, Bridget, wandered in, body painted, and like kind of stole the show. But yeah, that was.
See, she should have brought a little awkward white kid to walk around with her and pretend like he was like the kid from this movie, and it would have worked out. I don't know. It's the movie. I didn't make that up.
Before this started,
I don't think that would have taken over a painted woman. That would have still, yeah, got it.
I was actually asking Robert if this would be effective if I body painted, and he said no.
If you go as like a bag of mashed potatoes, yeah.
Just get the gigantic Hy-Vee bag. Just one.
This is what 500 pounds of chewed bubblegum looks like. No.
Just call me Mr. Russet.
Yeah. I've been told that I should go as Jabba the Hutt, which I don't know how to take that.
That's cool.
That's.
Do you get a Leia though? Do you get a Leia on a chain? Like if you get a Leia leash chain and you get one of the little Muppets that make I'd do that.
Noise.
Yes, I'd do that in a second. I'd do it in a second.
Oh, that's Bill. He used to be an accountant, but he had a head injury, so now Boba just feels bad for him, so he just lets him hang out and throw. Yes, Bob. Yeah. He really misses his sister.
I love watching him get tased. It's a good day. Maybe that's what he was saying. Don't tase me, bro, in that language.
Don't tase me, bro. Very nice. Very topical.
I feel a skit coming on.
No.
We're allowed to talk about Star Wars jokes at a con. That's awesome.
This is the place for it. And then the 501st had that actual working, like, I don't know, R2 or astromech droid running around. I want one of those so goddamn bad.
They come through with an AT-AT or AT-AT. Sorry, I'm riding. I want to ride.
Well, yeah, if they had an AT-AT, but I'm talking about, like, it was actually, like, to scale astromech droid running around and, like, harassing little kids, and the little kids just loved it, and like, I want one of those so bad. And then I'm going to put a serving tray on the front of it, just like on Jabba's barge, and it's going to bring me beer in my apartment, just at arbitrary points. Thanks, D12.
Nice.
So, any other observations that you guys have from SiouxperCon so far that you'd like to throw out there?
I would need to see more.
Same.
I stumbled around the one room and just started buying things, and it was kind of hard to stop because every time I stopped, I saw something else that was kind of jumping out at me. So I need to explore more. But yeah, the artist, that's the artistry is the main thing I'm seeing that's jumping out at me. My little labyrinth wooden piece with LO on it. It's just. You're not going to see that anywhere else.
Nope.
I learned something from the guys on what's the name of that Pickers, American Pickers.
Yeah.
If you see something weird, strange, buy it. And I was like, you're not going to see that anywhere else. So
I bet your house is really interesting.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. No, you wouldn't be surprised by me saying this, but yeah, there's some weird shit there. Stuff. There's more than one lightsaber, different varieties.
That is awesome. Hang them next to the ukulele.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't have that with.
We got to get a Vader skull and put them like crossbones. That'd be. I'm giving myself oh man, this is a good day.
We just planned your rec room.
Yes,
nice.
man. Yes.
Yeah, I need to see more too. It's been a busy weekend, but when I was getting here, I was worried that I would not be able to find it. Wasn't a problem.
No.
The parking lot.
Yeah. I drove up to the backside at first, and then I was like, I don't know how to weave through this building. Drove over here, and had no problem whatsoever. Just follow the people.
I was seeing Jack Sparrow costumes. Like, no, this isn't it.
That's the other costume
What kind of
going
concert
on
is
in
this?
Sioux Falls. Tonight.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's over at Badlands.
Oh, God.
Ghostbusters
All our
can go over
jobs.
there and revive the spirit of the Badlands.
It's just Chuck with Jack Sparrow costumes.
Can't make
You say
inside
it's
jokes if they
Chuck
can't
Full.
hear you. They're supposed to laugh at your jokes too. You have to project your voice.
It's Chuck Brennan.
Throw it out
with
there, man.
Jack Sparrow costumes. All right.
Anyway. here's our main event here. Instead of a guest interview, because why the hell do you want to hear more about us? Part 2 of this is going to be a segment we did back in season 1 called Sioux Empire Fantasy Fight Club. Woo! So these two are going to be my expert panel, and I'm going to present them with some hypothetical fights, and they are going to break it down and tell us who's going to win in this fight. If you've been to our booth, you know that the kiosk will actually ask you about these fights, and I forgot to pull the scores, so I don't have the scores from the kiosk, but we will post that when we post the episode, what the convention-going audience thought would be the winners for these competitions. This should be a very interesting fight ticket here.
Do you remember what you said? You haven't seen any of those scores yet, right? Or you don't remember them?
I didn't pull them off the machine,
okay.
So I haven't seen them yet. So for all I know, they could be very skewed like one way or another. So, our first fight is going to be the ultimate battle of plot armor. It is DC's... Is it DC or Marvel? I can't remember. It's Marvel. It's Marvel. Don't kill me, please. Squirrel Girl
Marvel
versus One Punch Man. Who would win in a fight? Who?
And okay, this is the first I've actually. I have Squirrel Girl pulled up right now because I don't know much about her. From what I understand, at one point in time, she defeated Thanos. Again, I don't know anything about her, but I watched all the seasons of Saitama 3 or 4 times now, and
you were going to comment Saitama tonight. I was all pumped for
that. I was going to, and then Nebraska just took the spirit of the con. And
That's what Nebraska's for, is
I had to
crushing
spend
a
a
man's
week in
spirit.
Ewing, Nebraska, and it just murdered me wanting to dress up. But I don't, like, maybe she was tough, maybe she's tough, but I've seen this guy punch holes in giant beings, so, I mean, I'm going to have to go with One Punch Man. But maybe I'll learn something more about her later. I might be wrong.
For One Punch Man, it really depends on how strong that punch is. If it's just like a little, oh, that's it, then Squirrel Girl for sure. It just really depends on the execution of the matter.
This would help if you knew any of the source material, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would.
You don't watch One Punch Man, right?
I'm doing it from a outsider perspective.
Okay.
He has no idea who either of these
I'm going to
people
argue that it's fucking Squirrel Girl, because fuck Saitama. And,
I don't understand why it's Squirrel Girl, though. What is her power? Well, she can talk to squirrels?
She's invincible.
She's invincible?
She's invincible.
He kind of is, too. Roughly 3 to 4 feet long.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to. I'll go out there. I'll go out there to.
Yeah, but imagine you're being attacked by like 25 of those fuckers at once.
Hey, I would learn from Rick and Morty. You don't fuck with the squirrels.
You don't fuck with squirrels.
Don't mess with the squirrels.
This is a real life PSA. Do not fuck with the squirrels.
So maybe
not even for the Rick and Morty shit, for the real shit.
But if they do that whole coming together and turning into one giant squirrel, they're hit. He's gonna knock a hole in that. That's a weird conversation. Yeah.
No, seriously though, no.
I'm really gonna have to Google who Squirrel Girl is.
I got pinned in a corn crib once. We had 22, so we were trying to kill the squirrels that were in the corn crib, and we were lucky to make it out alive.
I don't think 25 squirrels could. You'd need 50 squirrels to defeat my force.
Great Lakes Avengers.
So let's see what happens. Bring it on.
Okay, so I think
Is she Canadian?
Oh, they definitely won.
The Great Lakes Avengers?
One Punch Man by decapitation in the first round.
She's Luke Cage's babysitter for his kid.
Oh.
So I mean,
what?
Yeah, I'm googling right now. I have no idea who Squirrel Girl is. I mean, I've heard about her just because I like
white boy Google's fictional characters.
I like Thanos, and I know he got knocked out by her. So I mean,
well, Thanos is coming up. We'll talk. We'll get to Thanos.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's my pick before we get there.
So we're going to rule One Punch Man on this one.
I say One.
You're the tiebreaker, so One Punch Man it is.
Sure. It's a strong punch.
Okay, it is. If you've seen
all
the show,
of his punches, One Punch Man. That's the name of the show. He kills everybody with one punch.
I'll be the tiebreaker.
Unless I guess at the ending he beat that dude to death. Okay, never mind.
One Punch Man.
Round 2 is
binge watch.
All right,
binge.
Round 2 is the battle of the fake AIs. In one corner we have Alexa versus Siri. Who wins in a death match between the two? Like, imagine they both have Skynet capabilities and they're like fighting over the internet for who gets to kill us and make like a plant holder out of our skulls.
Siri.
I
Siri?
think they join forces and murder humanity.
Siri's been
No,
around.
they're fighting. That's the one stipulation of this. They must
okay.
be fighting.
They have to fight.
Only one AI can stand.
Okay,
Have you
okay.
not seen Person of Interest?
So where's
Come on.
Skynet? Okay.
Google Home.
Alexi or
Get out.
I feel like Siri's been around longer, so it's been able to accumulate more information.
But Siri's gotten stupider, and Alexa gets smarter. Because seriously, like, I used to use Siri all the time to set timers for coffee machines when I worked at the front desk of YMCA. Way too much background, I know. And it worked perfect. Every time it was like, Siri, 30 minutes. Setting timer for 30 minutes. And then the old ladies at the Y would just be like, oh, you're some kind of technology wizard. You're so impressive. My granddaughter would love you. And then, yeah. But nowadays, if I go to set timer, I'm like, and maybe I slur my words more or something. I don't know. But I'm just like, Siri, timer 30 minutes. Ordering pizza from Calvani's. What? No. What the fuck?
Maybe she's just reading your mind.
Well played. Well played.
Like, she got me.
I think based on that, you changed my vote.
I
Siri
had
then.
to say, okay, Google, and he comes in and kills everybody.
Siri.
See, he's already listening. I didn't even have to say. That's the
Jesus
scariest,
Christ, they're in the room.
That's the scariest thing ever, really.
Siri has been around longer, therefore Siri has seen more shit.
That's true. So in conclusion, humanity is doomed. Enjoy what little time you have left.
I'm glad you didn't say Google, because when I said that, everybody's phone probably started listening at the same time. No joke. He's a murderer.
Okay, here's our first special Sioux Falls Rumble. We've got in this corner, Mr. Bendo.
Okay.
And yes, this is the revised version where he does get to use his muffler as a weapon.
Okay.
All right.
Versus the David statue. So it's the battle of, the guy who's got a melee weapon versus the guy who's all creepy and naked.
I think somebody.
Mr. Bendo's all like, God,
Depending
don't
on what
touch
he
me.
does with that muffler, I mean, I gotta go with Mr. Bendo.
Mr. Bendo's got to be packing. I mean, that's just David.
A muffler,
Wait.
right?
Where are you going with this?
Bendo's got the weapon.
I know you got the David statue in your head and you thought one way. Packing. You mean by the.
Have you seen David? Look at that thing. It's small. I'm sure Bendo's like, yeah, I got a muffler, and it's also
What kind
large.
of battle is this? What kind of fight is this?
It's a death match.
Is this like Greek wrestling we're talking about? What's going on?
I don't know.
Well, it's going to kind of go that direction.
That's what it sounds like.
Same thing with Alexa and Siri. Same thing with this. Penis size matters.
Wow. The guy's got a muffler, man. Not as a penis. That's
What?
okay. That went
Where
off
am
track
I?
really
What
quickly.
the
That was
All right. Well, I'll keep it cleaner. Bendo's
Wow.
got a mustache or beard. Therefore,
no Freddie Mercury jokes.
no.
Okay.
If we could actually bring Bendo to life and he could sing, that would be my deciding vote.
Okay.
But was David a singer? This is weird.
Wait, wasn't there like a chord that David played that pleased the Lord? Or something? Has pop music lied to me? I mean, come on.
Probably.
Okay, shit.
That was a Bible. That was not pop music.
Okay.
I meant they lied to you. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the guy who actually has a weapon, I guess, is probably like
Yeah,
what we're ruling
I
on
agree.
that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mr.
Probably.
Bendo's going to beat somebody to death
Plus,
with a muffler.
Who would have guessed that a naked man who's defenseless? Wait, David killed Goliath, though. That sculpture is of him right before he goes into battle with Goliath.
Yeah,
That's
but-
why he's all sucked in, because
So does he have a sling, though?
Because, no, this is actual historical bullshit. DiCaprio, or Leonardo, when he designed that statue, he was studying human anatomy.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was that David was terrified because he was about to go into battle with Goliath. And that's why he's all sucked in, because he's terrified, and that's a natural, human response to fear.
Kudos for the background info.
Supposedly, they say that if you get in a lift and you get right face to face with the David statue, and I've seen these photos on Cracked, you look at his face from his eye level, he is fucking terrified.
I'm going to see that.
But still, Bendo has a weapon, so he wins.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's still going to be terrified and beat to death with a
This has
muffler.
been art history with...
You learn
with
something.
mufflers.
You got to learn
Yeah.
something new every day. There
And
you
someone
go.
drunk ran into Bendo, and Bendo still kept it going.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true.
David before he goes places Goliath when David didn't have his thing with him or nearby
in?
Oh, he's definitely getting beat to death. He didn't have a weapon.
Yep.
He could be in his fanny.
Which they had to remove from the statue because of legal purposes.
No, his fanny.
Oh, his at. Okay. Got it.
Oh, it's a clever euphemism for his anus. Got it.
Anos, hands of fate.
Anus. Poor naked dude gonna get beat up with her muffler. That's just rough.
Hey, Sioux Falls, mean streets of Sioux Falls. I hear that like some of our lady congresswomen won't even like walk through here.
Just in case you haven't looked at a penis tonight, there you go. It's a statue of David, not porn.
Thank you. Okay. Here's our next bout. It's another Sioux Falls specialty here. In this corner, we have everyone's favorite pizza delivery device, Wilbur the Coyote, versus the institution of many of us older con-goers' childhoods, Captain 11.
Oh.
Who wins in a death match? Wilbur the Coyote, Captain 11. It's the battle of the pizza-slinging cyborg and a guy who... I guess he's gonna rock his ship. I was never quite clear on that. Other than all I remember was I got candy and we got to go eat pizza afterwards, and it was a great time. And I was like 5, and that's all I fucking cared about.
I'm not familiar with either of these. Coyotes are small though, and he's a captain.
But have you seen Wilbur the Coyote though? The robot. He's like, I'm Wilbur.
I have no.
I go Wilbur.
I like how a hand gesture and my bad impression of his noise is supposed to like
11?
completely explain who he is.
When did you move to Sioux Falls?
It's been roughly 15, 18. I don't know.
Captain 11 was done.
18
Almost
months?
2 decades ago.
When was Captain 11 done? Was that the early 90s?
That's got to be early 90s.
Because when I was born, he had to have been done. So
He looks like he could kill a coyote.
Jesus Christ, he was gone by the time you were. How fucking?
What's the other
how
one?
young are you two?
25.
Jesus.
What's the other one?
You're like
Coyote? What's the
you're like 12
coyote
years
one?
younger than me.
Wilbur from Gigglebees.
That's not fair.
See, I came when Gigglebees was getting shut down.
So you don't have a pick.
I'm Googling them both, and
I'm going
I
Wilbur
still,
because
I'm,
Wilbur was my time. So
Okay.
Is this a robot though? Oh, that's a coyote. Wilbur the Coyote. There we go.
Yep, but he's a
creepy-ass
robot.
animal.
Oh,
that
so you're talking about the animatronic robot of it?
Yeah, he's on a bike and he has a tray and he brings you pizza.
Yeah, that's creepy.
That is accurate, sir.
Coyote on a tricycle that
And if
brings
you take the pizza off of his tray before the cheesy bread, he'll whisper the exact date and time of your death into your ear.
Oh, I remember that when I was 6.
You're going to hell. That's that's very creepy. I don't have reference material for both of them. This is being an animatronic machine. I'll say we'll go with the captain. Maybe he has phaser. Or, I don't know. Is the captain? Is that like an educational, like Mr. Rogers kind of show?
It wasn't really educational. I just remember like screaming, and then he'd play a Bugs Bunny cartoon, and then it was back to the kids, and you were so excited because you were on TV.
So it was like Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah, it was a very Captain Kangaroo kind of thing.
Oh,
it was a local version.
He has a lot of friends, so I mean, this guy might get jumped. The coyote might get stomped out by a crowd of, I mean.
I think we're giving this one to Captain 11 because he actually has working legs.
Yeah.
That probably.
Yeah, if you can't move to be able to fight, then that's a problem. You just stand there and do
unless
this
he gives
and get beat.
unless it's a sneak attack, he gives Captain 11 poison pizza.
Yeah.
I'm going Wilbur.
You're going Wilbur.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
Should we have the audience decide this one?
Yes. Let us.
I said Eaglebees.
That sounds like a vote for the cat.
All right,
the coyote.
Wilbur, clap. Captain 11, clap. Captain 11. Unless they're loud.
I'm not keeping count of. Have I been right on these? Is this is there a winner? Is this a contest?
This is like whose line is it anyway? There are no rules, and
Okay.
the host is going to go eat an entire pizza by himself in a quiet room after the show.
I did that yesterday.
Yum.
I did that yesterday and watched Office Christmas Party. Never see that film.
Yes, another PSA for those of you who were riding late. It's
I
very
liked
important
it.
you know
I liked
this.
it.
didn't like
Use a snowblower to shoot cocaine. It's not a spoiler. It's just
It's an aspect of
It's
the
worth
film.
a peek. Don't go to a theater and spend like $8 or $9.
Yeah, but see it for free.
Redbox
on
for
Showtime.
$1. Yeah, I mean if
That's
it comes
what-
on Netflix, whatever.
Yeah.
God. Okay. This is a fight I put on the ticket specifically for Zach here.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, it's the battle of the bands, Rob's dated band references. We have in one corner, Blink-182. In the other corner, Jimmy Eat the Fucking World.
Hell yeah.
So, Zach,
I've been thinking about this
music
one.
You can
expert,
lead.
give us your analysis.
This is your fantasy Jeopardy category.
Yep.
All right, this one has to go by, given the age, that my opinion would change. In high school, I would have chosen Blink-182, but now that I'm older, Jimmy Eat World makes more sense to me.
It just takes some time. You didn't expect me to have that, did you? You expect me to have reference?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of those things. I still love Blink-182.
Everything will be all right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
doesn't the Blink-182 guy? We talked about this on Macabre Grimoire. He has his own like space program now and shit. He's probably got like space lasers he can call in.
He's also an idiot.
An idiot with space lasers.
Right.
So fuck you.
You better watch yourself. Siri will be on you.
It's if you watch every interview, it's just like maybe.
Oh,
he
I
knows
know.
more than I know. but,
I
like,
know. He's out of his goddamn mind.
I'm like, when I
but-
see him talk, I'm like, just stick to music, bud.
But seriously, Google To the Stars Academy is the most fucked up shit.
Yeah.
He has like an army of like CIA analysts and world famous Nobel laureate scientists working for him and rocket engineers, and he has his own goddamn space program. And he's the guy that leaked the Pentagon thing with the like UFO from 2013.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So something is going on there. So he's got a mystery factor going on that you're not taking account for, I don't think.
Right.
I vote Green Day.
That's the cheat. Yeah.
Get out.
I didn't say Nickelback.
Oh, come on, that's so cliche. Jesus, what?
It's a low blow for any Nickelback fan. I don't know.
Well, and it's overdone, man. It's tired.
It used to be drinking music. It's sad.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them now. I want to defend Nickelback all the time, just because, not out of actually like enjoying their music in any way, just kind of like, Jesus Christ, people, haven't they endured enough?
They're not as bad as Creed. You're right.
I actually had enough downtime
like
a couple
Creed.
days ago. I read an article, Nickelback albums ranked. And I had that much time on my fucking hands.
You read the article?
Yeah. I just want to see how
Ow!
I just want to see how they defended him. But
Well, on this track, my ears stopped bleeding.
this is an
And
instrumental.
there's somebody in the room like, fuck you, I like Nickelback.
we should restore some structure here. So,
Yeah.
White Boy, what's your take on this fight?
Oh. Jimmy Eat World.
Right now, Jimmy Eat World, even though technically Blink still holds a special place, both
Dude,
bands are in my
I'm
top 10.
so shocked because you were like so. I'm in
a cover band.
Yes, he's a cover band for Blink-182, and he's choosing Jimmy Eat World. So the fuck is that? You're sick, man.
The worst fan
Sick.
ever.
The reason why my opinion has kind of flip-flopped is because I saw Jimmy Eat World back in May at Minneapolis, and they crushed, and it was amazing.
Okay.
And so right now I've been kind of
legit.
more...
That's legit. They're actually spending time on their craft instead of chasing spacecraft.
Right.
Okay.
And I will
See what
say,
I did there? Ah.
I still love Blink because Matt from Alkaline Trio, which is another band I love, is in Blink right now, so they already have an upper hand at this moment. But as far as right now, Jimmy Eat World makes more sense. I think once you leave college, Jimmy Eat World hits you like a ton of bricks. And then once you're in high school and college, Blink-182
sometimes
is like...
it hits you like a ton of bricks when you're in college.
Yeah.
You're just a confused sophomore trying to figure out where you're going in your life. And you're making terrible decisions like staying out all night drinking and majoring in history. Just terrible, terrible decisions.
What is my age again? God damn it.
I mean, what the hell's call ID anyway? So I think, Jimmy Eat World probably takes this one. I'll be curious to see what the general public thought on that one, though.
No.
So our next fight here, this gets a little meta. Bear with me here. So you all know Josh Brolin, the actor.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like in both the movies that made like all the money this summer. Literally, there's like no money left in the economy.
I already
they
said
sucked
my
it up.
answer for this.
Office
Okay.
Christmas Party's budget took it all up.
Yep. So you've got, in one corner, you've got Josh Brolin Thanos. In the other corner, you've got Josh Brolin Cable. Mm-hmm. Which one of them wins in a death match?
Thanos.
You think it's
I mean,
straightforward, though?
there's questions.
Because they're not.
Does he get the gauntlet?
I don't think he gets the gauntlet. He doesn't have the gauntlet yet.
Still Thanos.
Still Thanos. Because technically Cable couldn't he like time travel to before Thanos had the gauntlet? So I don't think he gets the gauntlet. Although then Thanos could also use the time stone to like time travel back to before Cable shows up. So then...
Well, if he doesn't get the gauntlet, then time travel goes out. If you're talking about hand-to-hand fight, Thanos.
But he's got like a metal arm.
He didn't use the glove to beat the Hulk down.
But
he punched him in his collar. Like, that's one of my favorite parts of that movie is watching Hulk get beat up. Like, that's what you get, bitch. You've been doing that to people for years. Now look at you.
So the whole thing comes down to a power fantasy you have about dominating the Hulk.
It's just one of those things, like, everybody wants to see the big kid on the block get knocked down. Like, it's not that I don't like seeing you stomp people out, but sometimes you got to get it back. You got to know that there's always somebody bigger, and I just like seeing when that bigger guy comes along and stomps shit out of you. Not you, I mean, the Incredible Hulk.
Speaking of, there's a bunch of wrestlers waiting for all of you in the hallway after this.
There's a fan theory that in that movie that the Hulk is actually a Skrull. So he's been replaced already. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like it goes according to what the book said anyway.
Make any sense,
it's nothing like the book.
We see the conflict inside Banner's head, unless the Skrulls are such good agents that they.
I mean, and that ties it together with
it
ties it together with Captain Marvel. So I mean.
Yeah. But the Captain Marvel thing's taking place in the 90s, so I don't know.
She's going to be a part of this too, though. She's going to be a part of this too. She was called in, like, they activate her in the end of it. The hidden scene.
So she'll be in the next one, I'm sure. I mean, they got to move.
So we got another 20 years of Marvel movies to come.
Yes. Phase 23.
Yes.
I didn't see either film. I'm out of touch.
What?
I'm out of touch.
Man,
I don't have a friggin' life. But looking at
running your successful podcast.
But researching, looks like Brolin enjoyed doing Thanos more. And you know what? I love actors' intentions, and so I'm going with Thanos. Bam.
You just Googled an article.
Enough said.
I don't need an opinion.
I had to Google Squirrel Girl, so I mean, whatever.
It's cool. Okay.
Thanos is hardcore without the glove.
So
I'm strictly a music comedy nerd. That's the two.
Well, I think this is one that you don't have to be an expert to wrap your head around.
Right.
This is the ultimate battle of the crazies coming up.
Okay.
No couch is safe. No face is going to stay on because it's Tom Cruise versus Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
I want to go with that one too, but because two people already said it, I feel like I should be the devil's advocate.
Go for it.
Why Tom Cruise?
Did you see what he did to that couch?
If you have
reupholstered.
a religion at your fingertips,
oh yes, let's get
that
into religion.
you can. No, I mean Scientology is his thing.
Oh.
So Nicolas Cage doesn't have that. He just has terrible movies.
Nicolas Cage quietly killed.
They're not all terrible movies. I mean, if we're talking like Face Off, Nicolas Cage, still Tom Cruise. Scientology, yeah, hey.
Because he can call Lord Zordon or whatever.
Ghost Rider be damned. It's on and popping. Yeah, I gotta say Tom Cruise just because of the contingency of the religious factor. Throwing out big words just because. Don't even need to.
I'll allow it.
I'm going Nicolas Cage because this is fresh in my mind because he just released that GQ video.
Are we talking about who's crazier or who would win in a fight?
Who would win in a fight?
Oh, who would win a fight? Definitely Nicolas Cage.
I don't know, man.
But could he catch? Could he catch?
Really?
Tom Cruise, though?
This is almost the same argument as Squirrel Girl. You don't mess with the Scientologists. You don't. You leave them alone. You don't bother with them because there's way too many of them, and you never know who they are, and they got tons of money.
Yeah, they got They got all that Battlefield Earth.
They got
money.
real fight clubs in Scientology, like in the basement. They don't talk about. The number one rule about Fight Club is don't talk about it. No Fight Club. Nobody watched Fight Club. Okay.
No, whatever. No one in this room in this demographic has ever seen Fight Club.
I have one. If you had to choose one role to represent that person in a fight for each actor, what would you choose it for?
Oh, that's no fair.
Vampire's Kiss for me, for one. You have to do it, or I'll fire you. Do you understand?
A movie.
A, B. What Tom Cruise film?
I can't even come up with a. I got.
Legend? No.
Yes and no. Well, he was.
and forever.
That'd be the strongest. That'd be the strongest one though. That's the only like really heroic. I mean, Mission Impossible movies. But I mean, if you like.
See, that's my problem with this fight is that how is Nick Cage ever going to catch him?
Ghost Rider.
Because he's just gonna run. He's gonna keep running, and shit explodes behind him, and somehow when he's running, he's like invincible. He's like Mario when he's got the star or some shit. Dun, 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 dun. Take that, terrorist. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, plus Nick Cage, he's voiced Superman before, so that's kind of unfair. If you
Nick
pick
Cage
movie roles.
voiced. I thought that was only the film.
He just voiced it. He didn't get to play him. Like
Okay.
he played him as animation. Like
Oh, okay.
I think in the Batman movie. Like the Batman Lego movie, he's like Nick Cage. is
No
the
shit.
one. Yes,
Oh.
that's it.
Okay.
Thank you. Somebody, I see. I watch nerd stuff. Maybe you should. Maybe you should catch up. I'll take you to a movie sometime.
There you go.
Get you some cred.
So what did we actually decide in that?
Nicolas Cage for me.
I say. It's hard not to go with Cage, but I gotta say Scientology is gonna help out.
I was gonna say it's like none of you have seen Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher. The first movie was pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say. I gotta
Although
give- I'll
Con
give it-
Air exists, so
Yeah, that's the only. It's like Cage plays tougher roles, and I mean, I know Tom Cruise is like 5'1", but he has Scientology.
but that makes him like he's got Scientology like religion magic. Plus,
That and, like, all
plus
those
he's
people.
tiny and he can hide in concealed spaces.
Yeah, man. I mean, little guys are hard to fight. I don't know. Taller guys ever try to fight anybody small? It's impossible. You gotta reach down, try to grab them and shit. It's hard. And I mean, by the time you reach down, you're on their level. They pull you down. It's not
They
good.
have lower syndrome.
Yeah. See, so you gotta be careful, man.
I will say a con about Nicolas Cage though, he cannot handle the bees.
That I think that's
Cannot
is
handle
that is there any Tom
Wicker
Cruise
Man.
movie with bees?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh God, hell's The Wicker Man.
No, that's Nicolas Cage.
No.
We're talking like Tom
A
Cruise.
Tom Cruise movie. This
Where
this
he's
might
like-
decide the fight.
Is there,
a Tom Cruise?
is there a
movie?
Tom Cruise film where he's like, fuck you bees, and takes them down? Any film.
No, I can't come up with one.
I want there to be one. Right.
Watch it. Shit, I just sent it money.
Just watch next year, there's a Tom Cruise film called King Bee, and he's like the king of the bees. And he's just,
You should do it with Nicolas Cage and Tom Cruise as vampires.
When was Nicolas Cage a vampire?
Vampire's Kiss.
Ooh, Interview with a Vampire. Tom Cruise would kick the shit out of all
Where he
those
plays
kids.
the-
Well, yeah, he's fucking No, he's not Lestat. Or is he Lestat?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. In the Queen of the Damned, Lestat. Yeah, okay.
I guess in this
Robert
sense,
Townsend.
Tom Cruise was a vampire, and Nicolas Cage thought he was a vampire. So maybe that's
kind of a big distinction.
a big distinction. He was just nuts. That's the only.
And then, if he realized that he wasn't a vampire, he'd be desperate to be a vampire, and then Tom Cruise character would make him,
Bitch. Yeah.
So now I have this image of Tom Cruise gently caressing and biting into Cage's neck. Yeah, I'd watch that. Okay, this is for all the marbles, people. This is the last fight of the night, the last one on the ticket. This is a Sioux Falls hometown special. I hope all of you follow local news a little bit because our contestants are from Kelloland News, Don Jorgensen versus Brian Allen of KSFY News. Which one of these men can snuff the life of the other in a death match?
Brian would win.
Why?
Because I personally know Brian.
Now here's the shit all day
Yeah.
is I've had I don't know what these men are like in their like real lives, but and by the way, we're talking about fictitious versions of them and not the real ones, so please don't sue me. But we had somebody come up and be like, "Oh, I've worked with Don Jorgensen. Yeah, he would totally like win this. He would like murder the shit out of that other guy. I don't know that other guy, but he'd murder the shit out of him." And then I had the exact opposite happen, where someone else was like, "No, I know Brian Allen. Brian Allen would smash his goddamn face in." So
did either of these people wander by the booth today and voted for themselves?
Yeah, or no, not the actual people. I wish. Jesus, that'd be fun.
I'm just curious what they would pick.
That'd be super
yeah,
fun.
I'd murder the shit out of him.
That'd be super fun for me to try and like delete off of the tablet before he sees it. Yeah.
We're gonna have to Google somebody.
They have Facebook pages.
They do. I follow Brian Allen, and that's why I know. You look at his eye; he's dead inside. Dead inside. So
I'm gonna go with him based off of your two. So we'll get that to him. I'm not familiar with either.
I worked at KSY for 2 months, so I personally.
That's Brian.
Your vast experience. Yes, get him in here and let's settle this once and for all.
I have his Facebook account. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
They're just a Facebook message away.
He's name dropping now.
Look at you, all famous.
I'm also friends with the man who met Andy Griffith.
Oh,
the guy.
How was Andy?
Why are you on one of the celebrity panels out here? So.
But yeah, I'm going Brian.
I'm so curious how you know that guy. Different story another day.
So I worked at KSY.
I think he's talking about the guy who knew Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not even true. That's an episode of Married with Children. I don't know Thanos or Cable, but I fucking know Al Bundy.
Been jerking off Kelly for years.
Austin's got my back.
This guy gets it. So, my only Don Jorgensen story is that we were starting a nonprofit downtown, and the Argus leader set up an interview, and like 10 minutes later, one of our volunteers like tweeted it or something like that we were going to be in the Argus leader, and Don Jorgensen calls me and he's like, "Here's the deal. We're on our way down there. We're gonna record some video. Be sure you have someone we can interview there, and then we'll take some pictures of your classrooms, and we'll be there in like an hour and a half." I'm like, it wasn't like asking. It was like, "You'll have this ready and you'll have this ready. Let's go." I was like, "Shit. Okay." So I know he's not fucking around either. Yeah. That, and I've been told by several women today who were voting on the poll that if you've seen Don Jorgensen shirtless, you would definitely vote Don Jorgensen. Yeah.
I'm just gonna believe him.
And one guy. There were two women that said that, and one guy who's like, "No, you see Don Jorgensen, how ripped he is? I used to work for him. He's super ripped. He's gonna."
How did he find that out? That's my question.
Looking at him in the shower one day. You working in an office building. What are you talking about?
He's the Kelland News fluffer.
Okay.
Wow. Inside information. See? He knows what a fluffer is, though. Squirrel girl, Thanos, no. Fluffer,
Now you're speaking my language.
Sure. Yeah.
Dream job. No, joke.
It's a day I've trained for my whole life.
Oh.
So I don't think we've. I guess we have one Brian Allen and two guys too afraid to say who they think.
I will say Brian because I don't know who either guy is. I
want some audience feedback on this one. Who do you think would win in a fight? Who thinks Don Jorgensen would take it? The brass ring. Don Jorgensen, come on. Kelland News? Okay. Jesus, like nobody. Okay. Brian Allen. I am so surprised by that. Okay.
It's one of those things that Brian's a bigger guy.
Well,
so it's one of those things that I feel like it's going to happen. Otherwise, Don Jorgensen might be that kind of, that there's that motto, like, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog kind of thing. Where it's like he believes in himself enough to kick some ass.
So there's dogs in the fight?
No, it's a metaphor.
Oh.
No, simile,
okay.
Whatever. It's like, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. So if Don feels he can kick Brian's ass,
he just has to eat a dog.
And believe in himself.
Okay. And believe in himself.
Like Full
That's the
House,
important
Full
part.
House style. He could maybe kick Don Brian's
This is one of
ass.
those things. Somebody's gonna be trying to pump him up. Hey man, I heard Don could kick your ass. What? Who said that shit? No, Sioux Empire. Oh, here we go.
Him. Those assholes.
Middle schoolers again.
Brian would be like,
We're picking
I'm
a fight
glad-
right now.
I'm glad Zach chose me.
Does he know your name?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
I've seen him
So
at
you gonna
work.
tell me? You gonna tell him about this at Christmas?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, last time I worked at KSY was 3 years ago. So
I know. I'm just gonna. You live at his house or something.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Like,
I'm picturing it's like a weird sitcom scenario where you're just the random guy that lives with the family that's there for like comedic relief and for like side like B stories.
yeah.
Like that.
Like the Chandler. so
Yeah,
to
like
speak.
Brian on Family Guy, stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That dynamic.
Could there be more ham?
So this has been Sioux Empire Fantasy Fight Club. Thank you for playing, everyone. We will now move into our last order of business for this episode, the shameless plugs. White boy, you got any shameless plug? What are you loving about SiouxperCon that you want to shamelessly plug? Or any like shit you got going on?
The J Delgado booth, pretty badass. Check that out. If
Let
you-
them look into
by
your
the time you
eyes
hear
and
this,
tell them that you're sexy.
that's that too. That was very nice. That's the shameless plug for that one.
I feel like you were
I don't-
seduced by the merchant's daughter tonight.
It really was. Man. Anyway, I don't really have anything that's going on right now. Perlocution, obviously. I'll shameless
Yes.
plug that.
Tune into his hilarious podcast, Perlocution Podcast.
Predator
If you want
versus
more
Predator.
of that banter.
Predator versus Predator is on the come up. I'm working on that, so
Nice.
working on making that happen. Feeding child molesters to animals, but other than that,
Yeah, he did a whole episode about his plan to feed child molesters to animals and then like sell pay-per-view video of it. As like his solution for world
Solving
hunger.
a lot of world
It was
problems,
quite,
people.
It was quite. He's very serious about it, and it like has a whole thesis statement like written out about it. He came with notes.
global warming will be a thing of the past. Just, give me the reins for a few years. We'll work it out. There will be no repeat offenders anymore.
Okay. Zach.
Nobody likes that idea. Why does no one
follow
like this
that
idea?
up?
Oh,
No one ever likes this idea. I don't understand.
I do. Yeah, our podcast, we do like twice a month kind of thing.
Yep.
Our next one's going to be mid-October, the date to be determined.
Yep. We live stream it, and it comes out as a podcast for the busy slacker on the go who needs to listen to something at work to distract themselves from the menial grind. Yes.
Right. And then other shameless plugs, Friday, October 12th, I'm doing a show with Dan Bublitz at Oh So Good in Garrettson.
Okay.
So that's going to be a fun one. We'll go forward to that. Good food and comedy. Mainly the food. Comedy. And then I'm in 3 bands right now, which is 3 too many.
How did you just do you pick up the phone and immediately you're in another band?
Kind of happens that way, actually. 2 of them yesterday, I said I need a break, and it kind of happened that way. But in a good way. We're all good. But I'm just like, I do too much, a lot of things.
I'm not gonna see a Sioux Falls behind the music thing where you're like coked out and like passed on the floor, and just like you gotta choose between music and comedy, man. You're like you sold out.
Can I tell jokes with a guitar? But no, my main band Disarmed is on a break from shows right now.
Yeah, I knew that's on a break. So what are your other 2 bands? I can't remember those 2.
Absent Idols is the other one.
What's that one like?
It's like punk rock trio. We're a punk rock trio.
Okay.
And, we're doing a one-off. It's my last show with them in late October.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a fun show. It's my friend Ruben Cinema wrote a bunch of songs, and he needed a band, so I joined, and we're playing like 10 songs. And
Sweet.
And then my other band, Disarmed, we added 2 new guitarists to our band, so we're trying to figure out how that works first before we do shows, because it'd be weird to do an ill-prepared show, just
have like a bus full of people with random instruments just show up and just play at random and just like, this is my band.
Electric Mayhem.
Who brought the triangle? God damn it.
The triangle's the cornerstone of the song. We're triangle.
Right. And then the Blink cover band is on a break right now, but we're trying to get back into stuff, but it's mainly just been comedy and Disarmed stuff. And I'm going to be as the flu bug handing out candy to kids
Yes.
in late October.
You were looking at the state of South Dakota's flu bug from the ad campaign right here, folks. So
No pictures, please.
be sure to lick him before you leave in order to get
So that I'm going to be handing
on
candy
the head works best.
Right.
You're handing out candy as a flu bug?
As the flu bug in late October. Yeah.
So
It seems like a bad image.
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Just
So like,
saying.
you literally just like, hi kids, I'm the embodiment of chlamydia. Have a sticker.
Walking around sneezing on people all night long. That'd be a good time.
I'll cough on you. I'll give you a candy bar if I can cough on you.
I saw a game in there that says "We have crabs." It has a little claw. You can get that and run around.
They'll probably like ask you to tone down the creepiness. I'm like, just like, could you not talk like a chain smoker? Like,
They're just gonna be like, Zach, tone down the creepiness. Like, this is just me normally in the mornings.
you want a Reese's, kid? Take 5.
Hey, just tone down the creepy. You kids want to see a dead body?
You kids want to see it alive? Okay, alive body.
You want to see my body? Yeah. Do you like movies about gladiators? Airplane.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Yes, that's where I'm going with
Right, yeah.
Wow.
So, my shameless plug is obviously the Sioux Empire podcast. If you like this kind of madness, along with interviews with super awkward interviews with public officials who sit through something like that for 30 minutes and talk about what they do in a serious manner. I have to tell you, it is a special kind of awkward that I can't even, it's magic. You need to tune in and you need to see it. So check out the Sioux Empire podcast. I'm also, while I'm here, Dresch Code, great podcast. Perlocution podcast, great podcast. I am also going to put this man on the spot, Gabriel Nightshield. Woo. Urban Indians podcast.
Woo. Yep.
Badass podcast. You got to check it out. He gets some fantastic guests, and he's launching a new album next weekend.
Yes.
It is going to be the shit.
It is going to be the shit.
I'm also going to shout out at Pete, who does the Happy Warrior podcast on our network. Woo. Thanks for coming, Pete. He's a dude. Give him a bid. And then I'm also going to put on the spot Airy Show. I got her name right for once. Yay! Airy Show and her husband Dominic they do Chaos Reigns podcast. They are like fantastic filmmakers who are like, don't get any press, but they're winning like every goddamn independent film award for horror out there. So you really got to check out their stuff. And also, Airy will be up here in like 5 minutes for Macabre Grimoire. It's a paranormal investigation podcast. We talk about crazy shit like serial killers and the Cecil Hotel being haunted as fuck, and just lots of interesting stuff. And we are gonna do a deep dive on some of our own personal paranormal shit in 5 minutes in this room. So I hope you will join us if you can. Otherwise, have a fantastic night and thank you for coming out. Woo!